Osborne, and welcome back to our virtual classroom. Today we're going to take a step back from fractions for math. We're going to start doing some review of the four operations. Do you remember what the four operations are? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Today we're going to start with addition. In the next 3 lessons we'll cover subtraction, then multiplication, then division. Let's get started. So to begin, let's head up our books. We're doing addition review, the learning intention. I can use the column method for addition with regrouping. Now, regrouping is the same thing as exchanging or carrying over. It just means you've added up to more than 10 in one column, so you got to carry over to the next column. Once you have that copied into your book, you can pause here if you need to. Let's move on to 2 examples just to practice together. A, 472 plus 314. Now, you're not always going to get addition problems handed to you like this. They might come horizontally going like 472 plus 314, or it might be in a word problem. What you will need to do is stack them one on top of the other. It doesn't matter which order you put them in for addition, but make sure they're lined up by place value. So this column here is the ones place, then the tens place, then the hundreds place, and we could go over to the thousands, 10,000s, and so on. When we add, we always start in the ones place. 2 plus 4 equals 6. There was no need to regroup because I didn't go over 9. I didn't go into a 2-digit number. Next place, the tens, we have 7 plus 1. 7 tens plus 1 10. What's another way of saying 7 tens plus 1 10? 70 plus 10. That's going to give us 80. Now I'm not going to write 80 because the 8 is in the tens place already. So 8 tens just means 80. Finally, we have 400s plus 300s, or 400 plus 300, which gives us 700. No need to write 700 because we're already in the hundreds place. So I have my answer. Easy peasy, 786. This problem did not require any regrouping. This one, question B, does. Take a look. How will I know before I even start that this question is going to require regrouping? Well, because in each place I know it's going to go over 10. It's going to go over 9. 7 plus 3 is 10. 6 plus 8 is 14. So I know I'm going to have to regroup. Let's start at the ones place again though. 7 plus 3 gives me 10, but I can't write 10 here. The number 10 is made up of 0 ones and 1 10. So I'm going to put the ones here because this is the ones place. There were 0 ones involved. However, there was 1 10, so I'm going to carry that 1 10 over to the tens place. Now I have 1 10 plus 6 tens plus 8 tens. Well, 6 plus 8 I already said is 14, so now I'm just adding 1 more and I get 15. 15 though is not a number I can just write in one column. So I'm going to keep this place, the furthest one over. In this case, it's 15 tens, so I'm keeping 5 tens here. And I'm going to carry over the 10 tens. 10 tens is the same as 100. So I carry that over to the hundreds place. So there's my 1, 5, 15. Now that I'm in the hundreds place, I have 1 plus 5 plus 4. That's going to give me 10. Well, I put my 0. What now? There's nowhere else to carry over to. Well, just imagine that we had thousands over here because that's where that 1 would go. So it's as if I would carry my 1 over, add it to nothing, and just put it right back. So when we reach the end, if you have a 2-digit number, you can simply write it out because there's nowhere else to carry it. So I got 10, I just write 10. My answer, I put my comma in, 1050. Let's look at maybe 2 more examples with some little tricks in them, and then we'll go on to our independent work. Okay, so here's another 2 examples that we can consider. In the first one, what I really want us to take a look at is when zeros appear in addition. But let's start at the ones place as normal. 7 plus 1 is 8, my 8. Now I have 0 plus 2. Sometimes without thinking, I don't know what it is, people are inclined to write 0. But that, of course, is not true. If I have nothing and I add 2 to it, what do I have? 2. So please keep that in mind. When you see zeros, don't just think, oh, 0. I think it's a habit from multiplication perhaps, but be very careful of that. Now I've got 5 plus 6, that gives me 11. I put my 1 from my ones place, carry over my 1 from my tens place. Now I have 1 plus 3 is 4, 4 plus 8 is 12. Put my 2 from my ones place, just putting back my comma, and carrying over my 1. Now I have 1 plus 6 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9. And there's my answer. So what I really just wanted us to be aware of is not falling into that habit of just putting back a 0 whenever we see a 0. Next one. This is adding up 3 numbers. I have 4,856 plus 235 plus 1,361. As you get older, you're going to find a lot of addition problems involve adding a lot more than 2 things at a time. Ask your parents when they're calculating how much they need to pay at the end of each month or totaling up all their bills. They're not adding 2 at a time. They might be adding 4 or 5 numbers at a time. So let's give this a shot. 6 plus 5 is 11, plus 1 is 12. So I put my 2, carry over my 1. It's the exact same process. We're just adding in one more thing each time. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 6 is 15. Put my 5, carry my 1. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. 11 plus 3 is 14. Carry over my 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 1, 6. There's my final answer. All right, now the last thing I want us to take a look at is this problem. 85,644 plus 2,506. What do you notice? Well, I hope you notice that it has not been lined up correctly. When we are adding using the column method, you should always start lining things up from the ones place. This number here, based on where it's been placed, says 25,060. Even though there's a blank at the end, it's assumed that it's a 0. So you have to line them up correctly. There should be no spaces left at the end. Any space should be at the front. So let's see how we should line this up properly. 85,644. Another trick is that I can line up my commas. And now I'm doing 2,506. Well, my commas must be lined up. So 2,506. Something I see a lot of you do is start writing from your ones place going over. That helps as well. So when I line these up and add everything, and I add this super quick, 4 plus 6 is 10, carry my 1, 1 plus 4 is 5, 6 plus 5 is 11, carry my 1, 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 2 is 8, 8 plus nothing, 8. 88,150. This makes a lot more sense than what I would have gotten if I added it this way. I would have ended up with 4, 0, carry my 1, 7, 0, carry my 1, 11. It doesn't make sense to have 85,000 something plus 2,000 something and end up with 110,000 and something. 85 plus 2 is 87. So I know my answer shouldn't be too far from 87,000. 88,000 is reasonable when compared to 110,000. So keep that in mind when you're checking your work. Now it's time for your independent task. I'm just going to stick a photo up, copy it into your notebook neatly, and you know the drill, send a picture to me when you're done. All right, you guys, stay safe. See you soon.